Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel. My name is Tony. This is the 15 Minute Gamer and welcome to my review of 12 Minutes. The game I can only think of would have been better if they made it 15 minutes for obvious reasons. But before we get into that, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell, smash that like button and comment below to let me know what you think. So, what is 12 Minutes? Well, it's an interactive thriller about a man trapped in a time loop. It has the voice talents of James McAvoy, Daisy Ridley and Willem Dafoe. 12 Minutes is a game that takes place in a single scene, but one repeated over and over again. Without spoiling anything, basically your character arrives home, greets his wife, has some pudding, before being interrupted by a police officer accusing his wife of murder and searching for a mysterious gold pocket watch. Eventually, you get beaten up by the cop and you instantly reappear back at the front door. The action takes place viewed from directly above. You see your character walking about, moving between rooms and interacting with objects, almost like any other point-and-click adventure. Like you can sit on the chairs at the table, flick light switches or open the fridge. Naturally, some of these aren't necessary at that time, and yet they are just there to interact with. However, they may become useful at certain moments and when specific conditions are met. At those times, using the right prop in the right way can move the story on or open a new dialogue option. Knowledge you gain from the past time loops carries forward, so you can speak to characters about things you couldn't possibly know about them, which you've gleaned from previous runs. The game definitely works on the gradual method of trial, error and logic, leading you further down the rabbit hole of what your wife has been up to. So you start off, you're like, what the hell's going on? By loop 7 or 8, you've got it all kind of worked out and you're just kind of putting them pieces together. As mentioned before, 12 Minutes employs an all-star cast. The standard of voice acting, as you can imagine from that cast, is pretty good. However, I'm not sure if someone hadn't told me who they were, I would have noticed. However, the performance definitely carries some of the more repetitive parts of this game. Voice acting alone can't carry a game, so how does it fare on a technical level? Well, this is where it shows a little bit. There is some rough edges, there's been occasional crashes that I've had, or characters locking up and not doing what they should be doing. I had this on loop 7 or 8, about an hour in, I had to reset my whole game because I just could not get to that next stage because of that. There's also moments where the game's artificial intelligence doesn't kind of keep pace or change the dialogue to match what's happening. It doesn't react, or it should react in a different way now that other things have happened, and it doesn't just play the same things. One of the main issues I have from sort of a technical side is the viewpoint. As I said, it's like a top down, and the problem with this is you never really relate or feel or develop with the characters. You don't know what they look like, and there's no facial tones to how they're talking. And I think the game could have really been expanded out if the viewpoint was different and we could just see them faces. I think there could have been a lot more done with this, so it's a bit of a shame that. However, for me, the biggest issue outside of all that is the scale. I think this with the environment and the punishment if you go wrong. Basically, as you go, if you say one wrong thing, that's kind of it, or you might have to try something again. I mean, luckily, as you progress, you do unlock fast-forward shortcuts, which you can go through dialogue and actions. However, you will be listening to the same lines over and over and over again, and you might be like, ooh, I want to try that, and it might take a while to set up, because you've got 12 minutes. And then if it doesn't work, you're back to square one again, and then you try again. It just can get into a very repetitive, frustrating loop. The area that the game takes place, as I said, is also a bit of a problem. It's 3 rooms and a cupboard, and that's it. There's nowhere else to go. To top it off, the game costs almost 20 quid or $23 and can be completed in under 2 hours for 3 rooms and a cupboard. I think this could be expanded so much more to such a bigger area. The game does offer a number of ways to resolve things. There's also multiple endings, which I obviously won't mention here for spoilers. But getting the more satisfaction outcomes takes time, and you've really got to experiment. And I do like that. Unlike many other adventure, thriller type games, you've really got to think about what you're doing. And sometimes you'll leave the game for a second and come back and go, oh, I'll try that this time. Unfortunately for me, it's just a process filled with frustration. The game's clever, the voice acting is good, and the way it really makes you think and assess what's going on is really good. But it's just so repetitive. It's such a repetitive game in such a small, tiny area and the potential to a very low playtime of 2 hours. I found it more frustrating than satisfactory, especially when it just locked up and I couldn't get any further. So overall, I thought it was alright. It killed a couple of hours today, and that's all it'll do. You'll never revisit it again. You'll never play it again. You'll complete it, uninstall, and you'll never think about this game again. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. Catch us on the next one. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Catch us there. Goodbye.